How's it been?
Yeah, great. Good to kind of get into it. Came out of quarantine on Thursday morning and straight into training. So, yeah, it's been really good. Good fun. Great facility here. It's been a great start.
Take us through the month that was getting here, from the time you made the decision to the drive all the way across.
Yeah, so I drove to Adelaide. So from Albury to Adelaide, stopped in Mildura, which was about 9 to 10 hours. Kind of did it across 2 days. Came into Adelaide, had to go through all the COVID protocols there, some testing, and then I trained with Glenelg in Adelaide, which was really good fun. Had some mates over there as well. It was there for 2 weeks. Kind of had to go there in order to get the G2G to get the permit over here, and trained there. It was good fun. Hung out with some mates and trained over there, and then flew over to Perth into 2 weeks quarantine in City Beach, which is good.
So who did you know at Glenelg?
So I had a few mates at the Crows, which they were obviously pre-Christmas training there, and then obviously just met some boys at the Crows as well, at Glenelg, sorry. But yeah, there was a few boys even from, so Maddie, Alan and Luke Partington as well were at Glenelg, so both obviously were at West Coast a few years ago.
And then you said you flew over, you didn't do the rest of the drive as well, you went out chilly?
No, I didn't drive across there. I don't know if the car would have made it across there. Heard it's a pretty long drive. I actually had no idea how far it was. I always thought Perth was kind of this side of the border. It wasn't too far from Adelaide, and then I had a look, and it was a bit further than I thought. So
what was Christmas Day like? Were you in quarantine Christmas Day?
Yeah, I was in quarantine in the host's house in City Beach, and they headed down to Margaret River. So they were down there with their family. I was just kind of on FaceTime and stuff with my family back home, which was really nice. And FaceTime's good these days. You can see some faces, and it's all right.
Was it the weirdest Christmas you've ever had?
Probably, yeah. A bit unorthodox, but yeah, it was fine. Yeah, I've spent a fair bit of time with COVID in Melbourne the past couple of years. I spent a lot more time at home because I was going to boarding school at Melbourne Grammar than expected. So online school and stuff, I've been home a lot. So I've been lucky in that sense that I've been able to see my family a lot.
What did you do Christmas Day? Did you sort of wait? Were there any presents there for you or anything? Or how did that go? How did you buy at the time? Yeah,
well, the hosties actually set up some presents and stuff, so I did have something to open. Mum and they coordinated something. So yeah, it was really hot, as you guys would know. But we have a pool there at my hostie's house, and yeah, I kind of trained actually a little bit in the morning, gave me something to do, broke up the day, and then on FaceTime, as I said, and just in the pool. So yeah, it was good.
So did they go away so that you would have the run of the house for 2 weeks rather than having to worry about quarantining away from them?
Yeah, well, luckily the setup at the house is like I had downstairs pretty much. So they were upstairs, I was downstairs, so it didn't matter too much. There wasn't much crossover. The rules were pretty much, you just had to kind of limit that as much as you could. But yeah, I had to get a few tests and stuff along the way, so it was all right, all sorted and got through it, which was nice.
Was it weird living in someone else's house? Well, you're getting your host family, obviously, but you're not allowed to really meet them and do much with them. You're just occupying their space for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was a strange start. Definitely, but yeah, it was all right. After that 2 weeks, it went by pretty quickly. Actually, the club set up some training stuff at the house before I got there, and and everything was set up for me, and broke my days up. The training was solid, and feeling good at the moment. So
you obviously couldn't predict the future, but if you hadn't have left when you left, you probably wouldn't have got in until past Feb 5. Like, were you conscious of the potential for the border to really close shut before you were able to get here, and that's why you wanted to get here quickly?
Yeah, that was pretty much where my decision was. The club was pretty open to letting me kind of decide. There was no pressure from the club about staying home or coming over for Christmas or whatever. So I kind of made the decision that I've been home for a while, as I said before, and the borders it's so unpredictable, and as you've seen now in Victoria and New South Wales, it's pretty crazy. It's blown up. So thank God I did get over when I did. And I'm here now, so I don't know if I'll be going back anytime soon, to be honest. But I don't want to pull the risk. But yeah, it was a decision that I kind of want to get over here for day one, which worked out to be exactly the day that I got out of quarantine.
Draft day. In the lead up to it, how much had you spoken to West Coast? I think a few people over here thought Campbell Chesser, we haven't seen him play for a long time with COVID, obviously the knee injury as well. But how much interest had they shown in you?
Yeah, we'd met a few times over the past kind of couple of years. Yeah, it was a lot on Zoom. Obviously, last year, pretty much all of my interviews were on Zoom as a bottom ager and top age. Played a little bit of footy at the start of the year, and then met the Eagles, came up to my house pretty much, I think, about a week before the draft. So there was a protected area around exams and stuff where you couldn't speak to any clubs. And then after that, had a few clubs come up home when I moved out of the boarding house, and yeah, West Coast was one of them. But yeah, at that stage, I don't know too much, to be honest. It was all kind of, and even on the night, didn't have too much of an inkling that I was going to come over West. But yeah, when I got named, it was it was crazy night, and yeah, it was all pretty busy, which is nice.
So who came up to visit you up in Albury there?
Just the recruiters and stuff. Yeah, no one could kind of come across from overstate, so interstate. Sorry, so yeah, just the recruiters and came up home.
And first round draft pick, did you think you were going to go that high? Did you think there was an expectation around that at all?
No, I don't think. Yeah, I didn't really have any expectation on myself to go first night, and that's partly why I didn't go to the actual event to start with. I was just based in Melbourne, and yeah, kind of spoke with my manager and stuff, and we kind of figured out that it'd be best for me to just kind of sit with my family and a close mate of mine as well. That we just watched it together. There was no pressure. Whether I went first or second night, I wasn't too fussed on the pick. So yeah, it was nice. After I did get called out, we went to the event and kind of caught up with a lot of my mates that got drafted on the same night. And even some of the recruiters and stuff there as well. So yeah, it was good fun, great night. But yeah, there was no expectation for sure.
Growing up as Victoria, what sort of did you know about the West Coast Eagles? I know, like, obviously you're a footy fan, so you know a lot about it, but what are sort of the things that you recognised about the Eagles going into the draft night, so to speak?
Yeah, it's funny because I'm from Albury, and moving to Melbourne, there's a lot of clubs in Melbourne. Obviously, yeah, so there's some big clubs. I went for Collingwood, so yeah, obviously the grand final and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, West Coast, all I knew that it was a massive team over here, massive club. Yeah, so that's kind of all I really knew about it, to be honest. But yeah, it's great facility over here, I think. Even driving past Optus and stuff on the way to training from the host family of a morning, it's a pretty cool ground, and everything, yeah, really well set up over here.
Collingwood fan, did you go to the 2018 grand final at all?
No, I didn't. I watched it. I was just with family and stuff, so yeah, I did watch it and watch that last goal. Yeah. So
was it a push by Witherioli, you thought?
No.
What was your emotions back in 2018? Obviously a Collingwood fan, it was, went right down to the wire. But watching that, what was it like? And then now obviously joining West Coast.
Yeah, there's no I was obviously a little bit disappointed on the day, but I wasn't like a die-hard supporter either. I wasn't not a massive footy head, so to speak, and I wasn't so absorbed in it, so it wasn't too bad. There's no bad tension or anything there. There's nothing lingering anyway.
Draft day obviously comes and goes, and then you're presented with the jumper. Take us through that. Do you laugh about that? The jumper. Did you think they drafted Nick Natanui? I mean, there was jokes going around everywhere. How did you take it?
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah, no stress at all. It was it was pretty funny. I saw a few memes and stuff in social media, which were actually pretty funny. A few of my mates showed me, but it was just I was late to the event because, as I said before, I wasn't there. So I think it was just kind of I walked out and literally went straight into media, and someone just chucked me a jumper from the AFL, and yeah, that was pretty much where that was. So yeah, it was pretty funny though. And
when you put it on, what did it sort of feel like? Did you think, this has got a bit of size to
No, not really. I wasn't really focused on it, to be honest. There was a lot happening. Very busy night. I didn't really know until the next day when everything just kind of started coming out. I think seven AFL posted something. It was me next to, can't remember who it was. But yeah, in a massive jumper. So there was a lot of things going around. Training
here, obviously third session today. How have you found it? And is there anyone you're trying to, tag alongside or buddy up with, I guess?
I'm in the midfield group at the moment. So kind of transitioning to that for the past kind of few days. So there's a lot of obviously experience in the midfield, asking a lot of questions of, I guess, a variety of different people as well. So Gaffy and stuff, and Shuey as well, inside, outside, just asking a lot of questions of them, because if there's any situation that they've probably seen everything over their time, and obviously it's pretty raw to me, a lot of our game plan stuff, but it's all coming slowly, and just taking it day by day at the moment, just trying to learn things every day, but it's been great fun, great group of boys, and it's been really good to get into it and get back into group training sessions as well, because we've missed that over the past couple of years, having been from Victoria.
How big a challenge is that, not having played, trained and been stuck inside for so long? Like, are you a fair bit behind the other guys at the moment when you look at your fitness levels compared to what you would have expected to be?
No, I don't think so. I think my fitness is where I'd like it to be at the moment. Ran power on my 2K the other day. Body's feeling really good, knees perfectly fine. So yeah, I'm feeling really good at the moment. Yeah, not feeling.
What's the biggest challenge then once you get out onto the track?
I think the demand in terms of you're a full-time athlete now, that's probably the biggest difference. Normally you go to training for 2 hours a day at NAB League, or if I was training at Sandringham or something, you go out there for 2 hours a day, and now you're here pretty much full-time. So I guess you get a bit tired and adapting to that, but outside of that, the footy stuff, once the footy's come out, it's really good fun, so it's good to get out there.
I was struck by your size the other day when you first got onto the track. Draftees normally have a bit less upper body strength, I suppose you could say. Did you focus on that during COVID, given you couldn't run and you're stuck at home hitting the weights? Was that one of your plans?
Yeah, we probably just had more time, I guess, to get into the gym and focus on that. But yeah, with my knee as well, I was doing a fair bit of strength stuff, not only just in my knee, but yeah, uppers and weights. Yeah, just generally speaking, I just had more time. Wasn't recovering from games week in, week out in season. There was, especially to my bottom age. Yeah, I was able to hone in on that and get my body feeling strong, and I guess we've got a lot of work to do with that as well. But that has been good.
Can you take us through the nature of the knee injury and how much it sort of set back, and the pain or the rehab and how long that lasted?
So round 2, I tore my meniscus, right knee meniscus, and then I took a little bit to get into surgery. I had Julian Fella in Melbourne and kind of waited. I heard he was kind of the best, and we were really in it to kind of get it right for long term. So that was the main focus for me, and it was. I think I played 15 weeks after surgery, or 14, and then COVID struck in Melbourne. So played 2 games, or 1.5. There was a Vic Country game, just managed minutes and stuff, and really kind of looking to set up the back end of the year. We had national championships ahead of us and stuff, and then unfortunately COVID hit. So our season was struck again, but the training kind of continued, and the training's kind of been there the whole time. We just haven't been able to play games consistently, which is frustrating. You
mentioned becoming a full-time athlete is it's a changing of the guard, so to speak, from your 2 hours. And first round pick the Eagles have had since 2017, so there is some expectation. Are you sort of feel you're comfortable to deal with that?
Yeah. The external stuff doesn't really faze me too much, to be honest. I think once you're in here at the club, you kind of work on your own development and the team and stuff as well. So as long as I can kind of keep focused to that, I'm not too stressed about the expectation that comes with being a first round pick. So I'm not too fussed about it.
And in terms of playing midfield, what sort of type of midfield or role would you like to sort of fulfil here?
I think probably initially that outside hybrid kind of mid. I played a little bit across half-back as well, but I think predominantly midfield. And then, once my body grows and stuff like that, I'd probably look to go maybe inside, and we'll just see what it brings, I guess.
Is there someone you'd like to follow closely around the club to sort of learn the tricks of the trade, I guess, or someone you'd like to model your game on?
I think Gaffy's probably he's got his spot on the wing and does it probably just as well as anyone in the league. So he's probably someone that comes with a world of knowledge, and even Dom Sheed, Shuey, we got Timmy Keller. We got so many midfielders that have come with a lot of knowledge and great players of the game. So just trying to kind of grasp as much as I can off all of them, and just ask as many questions as I can.